Okay, thought I'd just give you the lowdown on cauliflower rice, because obviously rice is not ideal on a low carb lifestyle, nor is couscous, but cauliflower rice is a great substitute. I particularly like this book, the Caldaisy's book, because it's got a lovely section on cauliflower rice and different flavouring. So you can either have it plain or you can add the spices to make it into Indian, Thai, North African. It's really versatile. I highly recommend this. If you haven't tried it before investing in equipment, it might be worthwhile trying some of the supermarket frozen ones. You can microwave these, but I prefer to defrost them and pan fry them with the spices, as I'll be showing you in a second. But they're really, really handy, and currently they cost per pack, the frozen ones, what have I done with it? There we go. Frozen cauliflower rice from Tesco's works out at £4.17 a kilo. So £2.50 for 4 little packets. That one was from Morrison's, but Iceland, all the supermarkets do it. There's another product that I haven't bought for a long time, and they're like pouches. You'll find them on the shelves. It's called full green rice. They do cauliflower and they also do broccoli. Per pouch it's about £1.80, which is £9 a kilo, so really expensive. Personally, I don't like them. They just, although they are pure cauliflower, nothing added, they have a bit too pungent smell for me, but some people like that. So but again, something for the store cupboard for an emergency, but really quite expensive. You can get fresh ones. You might see them in the sort of like in amongst the prepared veg on supermarket chillers. Cauliflower rice, it's getting harder to find. That one from Aldi, which is out of stock, works out at about £3.80 per kilo, and you'll get 300 grams in a little packet, so a couple of small portions there. But the ideal thing would be if you can buy your own cauliflower fresh, and the fresher the better, because we don't want it to smell, unless you like cauliflower too strongly. At the moment they're about £1.20, £1.20, something like that. So that will work out, by the time you've made your cauliflower rice, at about £1.85 per kilo. So compared to £3.80 for ready-made, £9 for the vacuum pouch, or £4.17 for the frozen, it makes sense. But if you like it, to find out if you like it, try the frozen first. The easiest way, or the cheapest way to make it, is just to get a grater, but it's laborious. I get a big chunk, floor it, and start grating. That's absolutely fine. You can do that, but it just takes an awfully long time. But you might do it for a starter, see if you like it. The way I normally recommend people have a go is with a food processor. Now, if you haven't got a food processor, you might be interested to try what's called a mini chopper. These are about £15 from various suppliers, and if you put in just a small bit at a time, small florets, and it's ideal for sort of, if you're just a few people. So put them in like that. This bit actually it was quite a cheap one. It's already a bit broken off, but it's still working. So pop the lid on, turn the little handle and push the button, and then by pulsing it, stop, start, all the bits drop down. That's fine. So that's another way of doing it. So as I say, that little machine is really quite useful. I keep it in the cupboard because it's lovely and easy to wash up, compact. So that's from the mini chopper. Happens to be Russell Hobbs, that one. As I say, I think it's about £15, but you can shop around. So that's the mini chopper. If you're fortunate enough to have a food processor, then the same, it's just a giant version. Pop your florets in again, but you've got to break them up all about the same size. But actually, word of advice here: use the stalks and chop them up. So all the stems are great to use. Do not chuck them out. But they do need to go in first because they take longer, and also a lot of people don't use the leaves, but the leaves are perfectly fine. So just stick them in too, and we'll give that a pulse as well. This is back to front for me, so yeah, hang on, I'm using it the other way around. There we go. So if you haven't got a food processor, you can pick them up really easily secondhand. But this is a big one. So anyway, I'm pulsing it. So that now is smaller, not quite there, but by the time I've added in the other florets, small chunks, by the time they're done, hopefully they'll all be about equal and equal sizes. So just chop those in. And again, if you've got lots of cauliflower, just do it in small batches. Otherwise you end up with bits just bobbing around on the top that just don't seem to want to go. But this is a smallish cauliflower. And we'll just get that in like that. Okay. Pulse. That looks pretty good. Where's my spatula? So, let's say if you don't, I don't mind leaves in it because I'm adding herbs and coriander and all sorts of things anyway. The leaves are fine. I'd rather do that than put them on the compost heap. But if you particularly want it nice and pure white, stick with that. So that goes in there like that. That's fine. That was really quick. Now you can freeze this really easily. I like to put it into a Ziploc bag, lay it flat and sort of scatter it about, and freeze it so that when you pick it up, it all falls to the bottom of the bag. I'll just show you. So in a big bag like this, for example, and it just means you can take out as much as you need at any time. So basically, pop it in the bag, and then I would normally sort of scoot it about so that it's a nice, so you can see it's a thin layer. Freeze it like that, and then when it's frozen, pick it up, pop it like that, and you can keep doing that until you've got a good, and that's absolutely fine. As it is, this will keep no problem in the fridge for about 3 days. After that, it does start to go a little bit cauliflower smelling. So that's the cauliflower rice. The way I love to cook it is slightly different from a lot of the books in that I don't add any water to the mix. I'm actually just basically stir frying it. So let's get going. I've basically just got a pan. I've got some oil, but it could be ghee or coconut oil. Flavours to reflect what you're cooking. So yeah, coconut oil if it's a lovely Thai dish, ghee for Indian, just an olive oil or something like that. I'm using olive oil. But the important thing is to get some lovely spices in. I'm just going to get my cumin seeds, for example. I'm just going to be using I'm going to put a little bit of garlic in to start with. So the idea is that you put the seasoning in to some hot oil. So that could be cinnamon, coriander, chilies, certainly garlic or ginger, just whatever flavours. That's pretty hot, so let's get that spoon out of here. And when they're sizzling, they're starting to pop. They get to cook first. Just let it sizzle. I often do this in a wok. Give it a good stir. Right, I'm going to just chuck that in. The garlic now is just sort of starting to turn a bit. Cumin's roasted off. So basically just pop that in. In fact, I'll put the whole lot in. Oh, it smells good. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. Okay. If you're doing it in a wok, you can get loads in. Salt and pepper. I might even need a bit more salt. And you just stir away. Just toss it about. You see that I haven't added any water. I thought that there's enough water in the cauliflower already. And it only takes about 2 or 3 minutes. It's quite nice just to have it with a bit of bite. But I'll switch that right up. Give that a little chance. Oh, do you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to add the onions. Never mind. They can go in now. Yeah. Onions, any sort of flavouring at all. So I'm actually going to be making a chicken risotto. It's a Diet Doctor recipe. Yeah, it's wild mushroom and chicken risotto. That's for tea tonight. So this is going to form the basis of that. So this will get a chance to cook again. But a bit more salt. There we go. And that's about it really. Might just try it, see if it's just starting to. I'd much better have it al dente. That's absolutely gorgeous. And that's it. So, as I say, whatever flavour you want. It makes a difference if your cauliflower is really fresh, not cabbagey smelling. But yeah, use the leaves and give it a try.
Enjoy.